You're doing the full cup?
You don't have to go by the book with every situation in your life.
The menu says medium though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I'm telling you this way. This is how I'm telling you.
Well then.
Are you new here?
Yes.
Today the perfect?
Today. Lucky me. I'm gonna make you the best shake in the world right now.
Just do it because you're taking way too long. It has to be fast paced. I want you to stop talking.
1 hour later.
I'm Eric Cassabury, the CEO and founder of Retro Fitness. Jacqueline.
Yes, Eric.
The first thing that I took note of that was completely unacceptable was how you treated some of our members right in front of them.
First of all, you're coming at me saying that I'm disrespectful to members, which is completely false.
There's no answer you could possibly say right now to me, none,
Okay.
that is going to be accepted.
Okay.
Don't waste both our time.
Okay.
Because it makes no sense that you would treat someone that way.
I want to be loved. I want marriage. You know, a lot of us get on here, we act tough, and we be like, I don't want a man, I don't need a man, but I want help. I know how to cook, I know how to clean, I know how to seduce a man. I do not know how to love a man.
If you were my daughter, they would be pulling me off you right now. I'd be smacking you in the head. Listen.
You probably have to be the worst woman I've ever spoken to.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I've heard.
How much should a guy pay on a first date?
How much do you think a guy has to spend on the first date?
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor, hit the notifications button right now. All right, guys, you've already seen the previews. Let's get to it.
Medium ugly. Like, you know that women find 80% of men as unattractive?
I didn't know that.
So have you ever heard the girl say like medium ugly? Like, oh, I gave him a chance. He was medium ugly.
I say cute ugly.
Yeah. It's like no sis, that was just your level. Because women find 80% of men as unattractive, and the question is, if you find a guy attractive, he's probably the top 20% of men. Are you top 20% of women? And that's what we have nowadays. And you can get this data from dating apps because women only swipe right between 5 and like 20% of the time. And if you ask 100% of women what they want in a man, they list 20% of men. That's where you have eternal like side chicks, basically.
And she is absolutely right. But on the other end, what you have to understand about life is that you cannot control who you are attracted to. It's that simple. Everybody has all these standards, what they want out of a spouse, but they don't know what other people want out of them. But when it's all said and done, the person that you're going to be attracted to, you can't control that. So what people do in life is when you see the person you're attracted to, then you start to place your standards onto them, and your standards can deter you from someone that you possibly could have a great relationship with. Now, there's other means of attraction, and those other means of attractions is what I call survival mode. That's where people are getting in relationships with people that they can benefit from. Like, for instance, you'll always see like the pretty girl, she ends up with like the average looking guy, but he has money, and she makes that guy pay for him the entire relationship. So as long as a man is gaining success and he's not that quite attractive, he becomes attractive in other areas because women are always practicing hypergamous. But when it comes to the physical attraction, you can't control that. What most people are addicted to now is the psychology attraction. That's what you can get out of the relationship. How you can get the most out of a relationship by doing less. And if the relationship ends, you leave on top. That's how people are dating. They're dating down just so they can win whenever it's over.
Oh, that's true. Ask him, he's been married for how long?
Over 20-something years.
Over 20
Look at him though,
years.
he look mad. You don't look happy, brother. You don't look happy.
Now, what I want you guys to do is pay attention to this situation. She just told him he's happy, but the guy who's in court looks over at the bailiff and he says, "You're not happy, man. I can look at you. You're not happy." That's what's happening now. Keep in mind, this guy right here who just been married for 20 years is saying that he's happy.
He's very happy.
Min Chow, a former TV show bailiff and current Harris County deputy charged with his wife's now ordered not to attend Bernard Spidey appeared before a judge today. He's facing very specific rules for his bond. David Gonzalez explained.
This is the same guy. All right, if you're not happy in a relationship, you cannot pretend to be. This is what most marriages are doing. It's because they're trying to live out the fairy tale. You got to realize the fairy tale is getting married and portraying a life of happiness that you found someone to go the rest of your life with. Everyone that has not found this, your standards are high. So you're looking for a relationship that's supposed to be some, oh my God, we're soulmates, we complement each other, and we have sex every single day. And all, it doesn't work like that. No. When you are in love with a person, it's a strategy. You and them must become one. You start to fake it to the public. Eventually, you're just hiding everything that's going on in the background.
You currently married?
Yes.
Married, yeah. No. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Ma'am.
Get him,
you trolling me?
No, I'm not. Yeah.
And you're married, and you're actively on a platform with 1 million folks actively talking about leaving your husband to get back with your ex.
Because he's high value, and I felt like...
You have to understand, Kevin has said this before. Kevin says women cannot downgrade status. That's simple. That's what most women are going to face, is that they cannot go backwards status-wise. Their lifestyle has to maintain the same. The moment they feel like they're going to go backwards is the moment they want to move forward. There's not that many women that's going to go through tough times with you unless she watched you go up and she watched you come down. That's what you're witnessing right now.
She belongs to the streets. I've heard some pretty interesting things in a year and a half of doing this show, but you probably have to be the worst woman I've ever spoken to.
What? Wow.
Yeah. I've heard a woman that actually was going to leave her, but at least she waited for her husband to be in remission before she left him. Now, I was hoping you were trolling, but the more you talk, the more realistic you are. So I honestly hope whoever knows this woman's husband, make sure he watches this video.
I agree. You have a lot of women out there, they are going to do this. Hypergamy is their game. But you have to realize, when it comes to men, you want a great looking woman. You want a good looking woman. Both are battling people that they can't get. And if you get anything less than what the television has told you you're supposed to have, you feel like you're settling. The moment you feel like you're settling, you lose respect for the person you're with, because you're only around them to keep from being bored, to have somebody keep you company.
How much do you think a guy has to spend on the...
How much should a guy pay on a first date?
How much do you think a guy has to spend on the first date?
Well, they need to take me on a nice dinner date, drive me a nice car, and they pay for my outfits, so probably like $400 or $500.
What? What do you think a guy should spend on the first date?
At least 200. 300.
Lesson 1.
Spending $400 on a girl for a first date that you don't even know if you're actually interested in yet is absolutely insane.
He's absolutely right. Listen, most first dates should be like Red Lobster, Olive Garden-ish, things where it's gonna be under $100, including the tip. The tip is a big deal. I told you guys that in a lot of videos. You have to learn to be a big tipper. That's how you get your respect everywhere you go, especially in the dating game. If you're known as a big tipper, when you walk into these restaurants, they're gonna treat you like you're somebody, and they will give you status even if you don't have it. But you have to understand about women. If you ask them on the fly how much a man is supposed to spend, of course they're gonna say some outrageous number. But what you have to understand is you cannot control the person that you like. Once you're attracted to a person, believe it or not, you don't even need money. You're just hoping that there's a chemically connection there. Most of the dating advice and dating tricks and dating tips that people are using never leads to a marriage. It just leads to more game being planned and you ending up dating the same type of person over and over again. That's why it's best for you to just chase your purpose, figure out who you are, figure out your crowd of people you're supposed to be around, and date from there. date from your crowd. I know guys that are in the car club, their girls are in the car club, their kids are in the car club, mom's in the car club. That's just their life, and they met their girlfriend through there. You got to find out what your thing is in life. It may be hiking, it may be biking, it may be something else. When you find out what moves you, it works.
And the problem is that as a collective, black men are not up. Black men are down. They're at the bottom of the totem pole.
This is what black women are going to say about you, but this is all I have to say to the black women that may be watching this and agreeing with her. This is my advice. This is what I always wanted to say and what I say all the time. You want credit for being single mothers and raising your children. You want credit for being independent. You want credit for not needing a man. But you never take credit to what these guys have turned out to be. Black women have been predominantly single mothers for the past 50 years. And we're talking at 70% for 50 years. So 70% of the kids, children, and men that have been born in the past 40 years, 70% of black men have came from single mother homes that are proud to say they're single mothers and proud to say that they need a man. But they're not, but they don't never take accountability to what they have raised. Look at the black men you've raised. Look at the black women you've raised. Look at the black community you've raised. Not all of it, just 70% of the black community has been raised by black women, but 70% of those black women don't take accountability that they've raised genocidal children who are lazy, that don't want to do anything and try to get the most for doing less. They turned into get-overs. But when it comes to a black man has been taught to not outdo you. So the mother keeps a black man vibrating low so she can control him, which is why most black men are with women that are older than them, and why most black men have to borrow money off their mom and their wives and girlfriends. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys are able to get the message behind the video. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista.